So hi guys, welcome back. So on to topic 2, which is we're going to be talking about Manchester United. They obviously got defeated very badly at Old Trafford against Tottenham 6-1. So this is a historical defeat at Old Trafford since Sir Alex Ferguson has retired. So Nick, what do you think about this match?
Oh boy, everything that can go wrong did go wrong here. I think same thing. I mean, maybe a bit different to the Liverpool one is that they had a sending off quite early. It was Martial who went off, and I thought that after they scored the penalty, I think they just failed to settle in. And meanwhile, you had Spurs, and Spurs just feasted.
Yeah, I mean they scored early in the game, and then Spurs equalized straight away.
I gotta say that definitely the Harry Kane, Son Heung-min link is amazing right now. I'm really quite afraid what's gonna happen when they add Bale to that. Give up, man.
Yeah, Bale didn't even play it yet.
Bale
right?
hasn't even played a game yet. It's just like I don't even want to imagine.
They already have a very fast forward. So imagine with Bale there.
I just kind of like with Son. I think I've said enough about Heung-min's Son to like last lifetime. The guy is a world-class player, and United just capitulated, collapsed.
They just disintegrated lah. The defense, everything about it was very bad.
I think this one is a little bit different to the Liverpool defeat. I think mainly there are two reasons why this is different to that Liverpool defeat. One, I feel like the general capacity of United to like disintegrate into nothingness is kind of like if they lose their heads, they lose their heads. And I think this one they really lost their heads.
I mean,
it wasn't a systematic thing. It wasn't something about a fatigue. They just crashed and burned.
The best team won.
Yeah, and
literally, there is no saving grace for Man United.
And the way that it was set, but I just think that the way it was set up was the whole Maguire thing. You saw the incident, right?
Yeah. That was. I mean, I'm not surprised.
I mean, he literally pulled down Luke Shaw.
Yeah.
Like, give me a break. Like, Tanguy and Ndombele, like, basically was gifted a goal there.
Yeah.
And it was just like a complete shit show.
Not only that, the fourth goal, where
God.
David De Gea was telling Luke Shaw not to do something, and Luke Shaw just did the thing that what De Gea was warning about. I think it was about passing, don't pass, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And Luke Shaw did it anyway, and then just give the ball for a goal. I mean, talk about the lack of leadership. I mean, Maguire was there.
Isn't he the captain for Manchester United?
He's the captain, yeah. He's supposed to be the big man. He's supposed to be the Van Dijk for Man United. So I think there's an issue.
I think this is why you don't give Van Dijk the captaincy. Because you need a guy like a Henderson in this case.
Yeah, you need a benevolent leader.
And definitely. That's how I remember the old United teams when they had captains and all, when it was Roy Keane, it was Gary Neville, it was these guys who'd get stuck in, and Giggs was captain, right, for a while?
For a while, but not permanent.
Was Scholes captain?
Yeah, it was temporary. Yeah, I mean, after Roy Keane left, they were kind of in the middle of a shambles.
But I mean, at least they had someone like Henderson and someone like, not Henderson, sorry. There's someone, right, to help them kind of steady the ship. In this case, when the head started rolling. It was really bad, and I just don't know. Like, I don't know if Ole has that guy.
Is Ole really at the wheel right now, as the Man United fans say? Is he the right manager for United right now, for United to actually go to the next level or to go back to greatness?
And if you were sitting at the end of this game, the first thing you turned on when you turned on the internet, the first thing you hear is that Ole, right? They're considering replacing him with Pochettino. The rumors have started. I don't want to say this, and I think Ole has got a bit of a bad spin of things, but I don't know. I think right now, even if he is the right manager for United, he's running out of time. He's on borrowed time right now. They're going to replace him, and whoever comes in is going to probably be the one who steers the ship. I will say this. I think this team has a much more deep-rooted issue than Ole. I think that I think Solskjaer's management ability is sort of like it's not like, you know.
I mean,
I don't think he's at the level of Ancelotti or anything.
yeah, I think honestly, Ole has what it takes to lead the Premier League side. I think in the mid-table team, but in terms of Man United,
You can't really say that either because of Cardiff, but okay.
But no, Cardiff was kind of young. He had a good run as Man United coach.
Yeah.
He had that Champions League run, and then there was one point he was winning like 5 matches in a row, and yeah, he did nurture a lot of youngsters.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
there is a lot of positive with Ole, but the main point is he's not supposed to be the guy to bring United back to greatness, if you ask me. He can steer the ship, but once he's not needed, he's not supposed to be there. Once he's
I'm curious.
stable.
I'm actually curious because honestly, I feel like with this ownership, we'll talk about that in a bit. I think Ole's been kind of handicapped, but again, he had
I mean, he had a lot of transfers. It's not like as though he didn't spend.
Actually, they only had 4 transfers.
He still transfers. I mean, he brought Bruno Fernandes.
That is true. They did bring Bruno
One
Fernandes.
Bishaka.
Yep.
Yep. Okay, a striker, maybe a lack of a striker.
So, I mean, like, so then
still.
we need to look at a positional basis of where United need fixing, right? So, in terms of defense, their fans say Lindelof is the problem. Based on the weekend, I think whoever you put in defender also is a problem. So, who do you think they need to put there?
I mean, okay, let's look at the key points on that United team need to do to fix. That needs fixing lah, to fix the issue. So okay, let's look at the defense. I think at right back, one Bishaka, I think he's very quality. I think he doesn't need any change. Right back is no change. David De Gea, he is always quality at goalkeeper, but he had a poor form. But I think form is temporary, class is permanent. So I think he still has it.
I often said that about Torres.
Yeah, I mean, he's still 29. He's still young as a goalkeeper. So one Bishaka, no change. Lindelof, that's his centre back position. I think needs to be changed. I think they need someone like a Koulibaly to replace him. Someone big. Okay, Harry Maguire. If you ask me, skill wise, yes, he needs to be replaced. But I don't see that happening because obviously he's the most expensive signing they had.
No, I mean,
and he's a captain.
I don't think Harry Maguire should be captain of United. That's just me.
I mean, skill-wise, I don't think he should be there, but he.
But
like,
I will say this about Harry Maguire. He's a physical body that you need.
Yes.
Especially in the Premier League, you need that kind of physical body because what we're seeing with Joe Gomez and all this stuff is like size. I mean, not say size. This physical ability of a defender matters also.
Strength, let's just say strength.
You need intelligence too, but you need that physical ability as well.
Yeah,
so true. I think that in that sense, Maguire is still there.
And also, he's being groomed to be the big man in England as well. So okay, keep him around, but the other centre back has to be replaced. Lindelof, but obviously that game Lindelof didn't play. It was Eric Bailly. I think still there's an issue there. So they need a big centre back like Koulibaly. Okay, for the left back, Luke Shaw I think needs to be replaced. He was a very big issue, like we said. He let in a lot of mistakes that led in a lot of goals. So okay, they just signed Alex Telles.
Yep.
So he is a goal-scoring fullback. He scored like 11 goals last season, and he scored.
He scored 11 goals.
Yeah, from last season, and he already scored 2 goals this season for Porto.
Yeah, actually, that's really good for a left back. Scored 11 goals.
11 goals in the Portuguese league, main league, which is pretty good. This season he already scored 2 in 3 matches.
Holy crap!
So he is attacking. Wing back, I say lah.
This player, I've seen a lot of his crossing ability. I think it's pretty impressive.
Yeah. So I think he's gonna fix the offensive side. But the thing is, in the Spurs game, the issue is defense. So, do you think Alex Telles has what it takes to fix the left back defensively?
Alex Telles?
Yeah.
I think that Alex Telles will provide a good avenue.
I mean, better than Luke Shaw maybe as of right now.
You see, the thing is, I think the fan base for Manchester United is divided between Luke Shaw anyone else who can in that position. I know they tried Brandon Williams there a few times last season, their youth guy, but I don't know, man. Like, if you ask me, it's kind of one of these things where the left back position I think has improved now for them. I do think that defending, I've always said this, defending is a team effort. I think from your backs, your defense, your midfield needs to protect. You know, these things matter. Can Alex Telles make the difference? And can a new centre back make that difference? Maybe. A new centre back always helps, I think. But
especially to replace Lindelof and Eric Bailey.
But more than anything, it's the communication of the back four that matters. If Alex Telles can communicate with his back four, and if they can provide more defensive stability going forward, you know, depending on what formation Ole wants to play. I still don't know what their big formation is, but if they play a 3-back line and then they play Alex Telles and Bisaka on the wing-back positions, that might be how they decide to go with it. I know that Ole did try that last season in terms of having a back three, but we'll see how they go with the back four thing. I think defensively, you will need to see if the centre back and the left back make that much of a difference.
So okay, on to the midfield. Well, obviously, as you may know, Liverpool Man United in the summer really tried very hard to sign Fabinho, which did not
this
materialize.
summer.
I mean, before this, they tried to sign.
In the past, they have tried this.
They really have tried to sign Fabinho. Thiago. Not Fabinho.
Thiago, bro.
Yeah,
yes,
Thiago. This summer they tried to sign Thiago, which failed. Sorry, I got the Brazilian mixed up.
Yeah.
So okay, I think there's a good reason why they want to find Thiago. Because honestly, I think as well, Thiago will complete their midfield somehow with what they have. Let's say they already have Bruno Fernandes, who is a set piece guy, scoring a lot of penalties. They have Paul Pogba. Okay, Paul Pogba, skill wise, I think no issue. It's just the mental aspect of it. I think skill wise, no issue. I think the only way to fix Pogba is if they have a very good manager. So Ole right now can't control him. Jose Mourinho before him can't tame him. So it's just the next guy who can unleash him or not. So depends who the next manager is. But skill wise, he still has it. It's just a mental issue. So other midfields, what do you think about the other midfielders left?
It's interesting to me that you mentioned Fabinho earlier on.
Yeah.
Because I'm reminded that they bought Fred.
Yes.
And
another Brazilian.
I do not know if it's a form issue. I don't know if it's something to do with his ability or how the team is set up. I do think that he to me has been kind of like the last man out on the situation. Like, I don't understand how he fits into this team, because now that Bruno Fernandes is here, that whole midfield dynamic works differently. And then when they went and bought Donny van de Beek, like, what is the formation?
Yeah, I mean, I was pretty surprised they bought Van de Beek with what they have already right now. I mean, Van de Beek is a quality guy, no doubts.
Yeah.
But with what you already have right now,
what I
not
assume
sure.
that they bought Van de Beek for, is what I'm assuming here, is that they were looking to have a 3-man midfield of Van de Beek, Pogba, and Bruno Fernandes.
I mean, yeah, that's true. But honestly, had they signed Thiago, I think they
wouldn't have bought Van de Beek.
yeah, I mean, of course, obviously they already have a central defender, midfielder, or they buy Van de Beek. But the thing is, I think they wanted to play 3 midfields, like you say, but I think they have someone of Thiago's style actually in mind.
Here's my thing about United's midfield. I don't know what formation they want to play. Like, we can talk about their personnel here, but they've got 3 pretty unique midfielders in a situation where, what is the ideal system to play them in? Is it a 4-2-3-1? If that case, it's going to be Pogba, Van de Beek in the midfield with the Bruno Fernandes up front, I assume. Or they're going to play Bruno as a deep-lying playmaker. Or is it going to be a 4-3-3? Or is it a 5-2-3-1? In which case, again, where does Bruno Fernandes fit into that dynamic? Does that mean that Pogba is sacrificed here? Is that what it's coming to? Paul Pogba to me needs to assume a leadership role in United, and he works best when you put good players around him. That's what I've noticed. I don't know if anyone else has noticed this.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I agree with what you say. So okay, another one. Like you say, you don't know what formation they want to play. Let's look at the strikers. They have quite a lot of strikers. Okay, they have Martial, then they have Rashford, they have Greenwood. So currently, right now, as I see, they are basing the strikers based on Martial and Greenwood, and Rashford. So what do you think about that?
I think right now they brought in Cavani in as of.
I mean, Cavani at the end of his career already, still aging. But
I still think that they're going to look to try and start him, and they're going to try and place him in the front there.
It's a marquee signing.
To them, maybe, yeah. I don't see him being a bench guy.
Yeah.
I mean, if they brought him to be on the bench, it's a complete waste of whatever that is.
Martial was starting in the middle. He started on the wings earlier in his career.
The goal, for me, it has to eventually siphon into a Rashford situation, because he's the best striker they've got. And I don't know how they're going to focus it around. The team is set up in such a way which I don't particularly understand it, but maybe it's a way that, they want to put Rashford on the wings. They want to put, I think it was Daniel James, right, on the other wing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe now they'll put Martial back on the wing with Rashford and Cavani in the middle.
Yeah, okay. We're not even going to talk about Jesse Lingard.
Man,
that's another story.
Look, you guys keep Jesse Lingard all you want, lah. I mean, the guy turns up once a League Cup or FA Cup game, and once every friendly.
And then Daniel James as well. I mean, they are looking to offload him somehow. They were really like listening to any suitors that try to buy him.
I really like Daniel James.
Yeah. I think you should go to Leeds, if you ask me.
Oh God. Yeah, please. I mean, let it happen, lah, because
it'll be all full circle then.
Yeah, it'll be damn full circle, man. Definitely.
So okay,
Crazy.
what is the long-term solution for Man United? Is the ownership
entire board of directors?
Yeah, so the ownership as well. Do you think they have part to be blamed for this?
I think the fans right now are blaming the ownership, and based on what I'm seeing, probably rightfully so. I think the only thing you can blame ownership about right now is the fact that they don't seem to have a long-term footballing vision in terms of play style or tactical ability.
Okay, the ownership is, it's obviously the same ownership that they had from Sir Alex Ferguson's time. I think the owners should be no issue here. I think the main issue is the footballing director or sporting director in Woodward. So I think Woodward has not...
Ed Woodward.
Yeah, Ed Woodward has not showed any capabilities or vision of being a good football player. Football vision. Visionaire.
So what's the difference between the Glazer early era and the Glazer now era? The Glazer early era had a fixed figure. It was Sir Alex Ferguson, and he ran everything. Now,
he did not have any directors on top of him.
Yeah, he didn't. Because, frankly, he didn't need to. It's the same thing with Wenger. Wenger didn't need that. Wenger was the sporting director. I just think now football has changed, one. And then number two is, Ed Woodward is a former banker. Now, again, business-wise, United have made some pretty steady stuff. Footballing-wise, they've made... Actually, you know what? Footballing-wise, they've not made horrendous decisions, but at the same time, they have not made decisions based on tactical identity. They've made decisions based on marketability. I've said this in the previous episode of podcast when we were talking about the Sancho thing. Remember when we were talking about that? I said that they are buying players to sell jerseys. That's all. They got to meet some jersey quota somewhere. They've got to make some sales target. So they're bringing in players to sell the jerseys fresh off the stage. Is it any surprise to you that they signed Donny van de Beek and then signed Cavani? And these two players will now probably be the highest selling jerseys moving forward for Manchester United. I can predict to you that Pogba jerseys sell like anyway. Bruno Fernandes will be another jersey. Bruno, the jersey will sell. Then you're going to have Cavani, Rashford, probably Van de Beek, right? But then again, recently with Van de Beek's agent like running his mouth against United, I don't know if he'll do so well. But I think the Cavani jerseys will sell.
Yeah.
Because I know that for a fact.
Marquee signing for me.
That's like crazy. Yeah, that's like the one that's going to be thing. I think long-term solution for United. Probably all the United fans already heard this to death, but bring in a director of football. Bring in someone who's going to handle the footballing aspect and the footballing identity of the team.
With a good vision.
Yeah. And I mean, look, you don't have to play pressing. You could bring in someone to just build possession-based football, you know. But if you need an identity for this team, which they don't have, the personnel are not fitting the team, and that's what the problem is. I'm going to use Liverpool as an example because Liverpool is an example that's close to my heart. We had a choice this season. I remember that Liverpool, we went and we looked around for shopping, right? For players, and I was saying that we need a forward, right? And the choices were Ismail Assar from Watford and Diogo Jota. Not Diogo Jota, but Diogo Jota eventually became the choice. And immediately when I saw the Jota signing, it made so much sense. I don't know if it did to you.
Yeah. I mean, I was surprised, but it makes sense.
It makes sense because statistically they're just the similar type of player with Mane, and his pressing is just amazing.
And he's strong.
And that too,
Tall
like,
as well.
you know, what I'm saying is the signing had the identity of the club in mind.
Yeah, it's not like a Van de Beek signing where everyone was like, what the hell kind of signing is this?
They were linked to Van de Beek for the longest time, but
it didn't make sense.
it doesn't make sense where he's going to play unless you offload another midfielder.
Yeah, it really didn't make sense.
And now he's not even starting games. Like, he didn't even start the game against Spurs.
Yeah, that's I don't know what's happening there.
I have no idea what's going on there. Like,
Despite scoring on his debut, well, losing debut anyway.
To me, but if you see what I'm saying, like the guy is actually not that bad. I watched him during the Carabao Cup. He was setting up guys. Like, they were scoring and running through. He was doing passes. He's looks a tidy player. It's just that you need to put him on the field in a position that suits him, no?
So okay. So that's the long-term solution.
I think the long-term solution is director of football, barring anything else.
For me, director of football, as you said, also a proper manager, as well as the defenders that I said.
I want to say this. I want to say that Ole is going to get a shot because he's a legend at that club. So, you know, I never want to say get rid of your legends. You know, that's not the right way to go.
Yeah, I mean, that's
even
true.
if you put Pochettino in this situation, it's just going to be Levy Pochettino situation all over again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's the same dynamics, the same stuff. I will say that United maybe will back him more than what he got at Spurs. Maybe, I don't know. But, you know, I'm just saying, you can't expect Pochettino to just come in and they'll make Champions League football, but, you know, I don't know what else they're going to do from there. Then, that being said, I can already tell you Solskjaer's going to be fired this weekend. Pochettino's going to come in and they will never lose another game until the end of the season. That's how it's probably going to go.
So, okay, that's the end of the topic. So, stay tuned. We're going to be talking about something more.
Yep. And don't forget, guys, to comment, like, and subscribe as usual. We'll see you in a bit.